Hello, my name is Brian Johnson, creator of the I Choose Education Project and author of the Choose Education Elite Success Kit for middle school students. You know, as a youth advocate traveling across the country, speaking to thousands of students in elementary, middle, high school, college, and those entering the workforce, the one thing that I constantly remind these students is that this whole notion of choosing education is something that you're going to do for the rest of your life, even in your adulthood, whether it be your relationships or your finances or your health and wellness. The whole notion of choosing education is something that you're going to deal with for the rest of your life. You know, I've mentored kids. You know, when I'm out and about on the ground, I just don't speak to students. I do a lot of research because I want to figure out what are some of the things that these kids are facing. What are some of the problems that they're facing? I like to really open myself up to them so they can really give me a lot of honest feedback. And, you know, gift of mine is, you know, having kids being able to just open up and just, you know, pour their heart out to me. And one thing that I've noticed is that we as adults, we try to put systems in place that we think and that we feel that is best for these kids without going directly to the source to figure out what it is that they need. And parents and teachers, you know that this is a different generation of students than when we grew up. They have, you know, technology galore. They have access to the world at their own fingertips. So we have to be creative and innovative in our way and go directly to the source to assess what's going on in their world. And, you know, the one common denominator that I found with these students is that they're constantly looking for mentorship. They're constantly looking for those life skills to succeed not only in the classroom but outside of the classroom. A lot of students have, you know, Mr. Johnson, and you know, they call me Mr. Johnson, or BJ Speaks, and you know, what is it that you can tell us about being able to succeed when we get out of school? These kids are already thinking this in middle school. So it goes back to mentorship and life skills. You know, parents or guardians, I want you to understand the importance of life skills, mentorship, and instilling motivation into these kids right now. You know, it doesn't matter if you go to the best school in the country or are part of the best school district in the country, these middle school students are facing problems because they're on the verge of either transitioning from elementary to middle school, from middle school to high school, and they're at an identity stage right now, really trying to find themselves. And we want to make sure with the Choose Education Elite Success Guide that we give them something they can use inside of the classroom and outside of the classroom that's going to help them succeed for life. You know, I think the problem is that sometimes the expectation is that these students already have what it takes to succeed. Even in a single parent household or a two parent household, we have to constantly remind ourselves that we have to always instill motivation, encouragement, and provide these students with mentors. Because this is a different generation of student today. They have access to the world at their fingertips. I don't care if you put them in the best school or the best school district in the country. These kids still need mentorship, motivation, encouragement, and life skills. You know, I think the challenges for me growing up in a single parent household, not having that mentor there because my mom worked 4 and 5 jobs to support my brother and I, you know, not having that person there to constantly remind me to succeed and go to that next level. But I was fortunate enough and blessed enough to come out of that whole situation and go on to college and get a college scholarship to play basketball and go to the University of Alabama, one of the top business schools in the South, on into corporate America to work for some Fortune 500 companies, to start my own business, to author in several books for kids, and now dedicate my whole life back to students and mentoring them, making sure that they succeed. Our generation of kids right now are so lost. They have access to so many different things, and I want to make sure that these kids succeed and always choose education. Because choosing education is something that you're going to do for the rest of your life. So we're here with Dr. Hill, principal at Norcross Elementary. We just wrapped up the I Choose Education Day, I Choose Education Assembly here at the school. And Dr. Hill, this whole notion of choosing education seemed like it really hit home to your students. What are your takes from this whole message and from, you know, the whole project in general and from today's assembly?
First of all, I'd like to say that this was one of the most meaningful and inspirational programs that we've had at Norcross since I've been here for the past 4 years. Your whole presentation was well prepared. It was exciting. It was enthusiastic, not just for the students. I looked around and I saw the teachers were well involved in not just your little dancing, but just the message that you had at the beginning was very serious. And I think that kicked off a good message because the students were able to first listen to you, get the message, internalize it, and now that they can share it. I think that when you look at their faces, when you said, I choose education, you made your comments relative to their everyday experiences. When you talk about Mother's Day, I think that was very relevant because now they can see choosing education does not stop at the school doors. It extends out into the home, into the community, and we at Norcross, that's our mission, to build strong homeschool community partnerships, and you've been one of our best partners. And we hope and we know that we will bring you back next year because we look for people that are exciting, that are young, and that can relay a message about education because it's not all about books. It's about life experiences, and you really conveyed the message today. And I think as a follow-up, we probably will have our student write some essays just to give us some feedback that we could share with you. So we really appreciate you, your program, and everything you've done for us. Wow. Thank you.
We're just wrapping up the I Choose Education project. Kia was our MC for today. And Kia, I just want to ask you a couple questions about the I Choose Education project and how beneficial has it been for Norcross?
I think the I Choose Education project has been very beneficial for our students. They learned the importance of education, and the fundraiser has been beneficial for our school to raise money and for kids to go to the community and know the importance of education through the project.
So it seems like the kids really had a great time today at today's event, which we had an assembly with over 400 students today. We were able to get all these students in here, do the Dougie, the Norcross Elementary Dougie. So we just had a great time. So tell me some of your thoughts on the event today.
I thought the event was wonderful. The kids were very excited, and for the kids who sold T-shirts, they were more excited, and for them to wear their T-shirts and represent what education means was also exciting as well.
So, Kia, we're getting ready to take this show on the road. This is a national project. Yeah, we'll probably take you. Yeah. So we're getting ready to take this show on the road. We're trying to go all over the states, all over the state of Georgia. What are some things, if you could speak to some people in advance and just let them know, what do you feel about the I Choose Education project coming to other schools?
I think it will be very beneficial for the I Choose Education project to be taken abroad to other schools. For students to learn the importance of education is very beneficial for them, and for their parents, for them to educate their parents and their community as well is also important.
Thank you. So what does all of this mean? As I mentioned, I've been traveling across the country speaking to thousands of youth, motivating and encouraging them, trying to be that mentor for them, trying to instill these life skills that they need to succeed for the rest of their life. The one thing that I found is that sometimes as we as adults, we try to put systems in place and things that we feel as if that the kids need without going directly to the source. So I'm very instrumental when I'm out and about on the ground of taking the one-on-one time with these kids to figure out and assess what is it that they need, what are some of the problems that they're facing right now, as well as teachers, as well as parents. And the one common denominator that kids have told me is that mentorship, somebody that really takes them, by the hand and shows them what it is that they need to succeed in life. So we took all of that feedback, everything that the teachers have been telling us, everything that the parents and the students have been telling us, and created the Choose Education Elite Success Manual for students. That's right, the Choose Education Elite Success Manual for students. And the great thing about this is that it is instantly downloadable right now. We know that kids are all over the place. They're constantly listening to music and stuff. So we wanted to make sure that these kids also have access to it. So we got it in two forms. It's instantly downloadable for them to read right now, and also in an audio version, 16 tracks, like 45 minutes for these kids to just really go out and get this information in multiple ways. The great thing about this, as I mentioned, is that kids have been searching for some sort of mentorship. We also are offering you a bonus. So for the first 30 days for purchasing the Choose Education Elite Success Manual, we're going to give you access for 30 days to the Choose Education Elite Coaching Program, where your student or your child will have the chance and opportunity. All these principles, all these guys that are inside the manual, we're going to break them down on a monthly basis. And we're going to have coaching calls, webinars, just really, mentoring that child and taking them to the next level. This is a $497 value. Some have said that we should charge more, but that's not the case here. Some have said we should charge $397, $297, but we want to make sure that every student has access to this. And today, you're going to get it for $97. You get the Choose Education Elite Success Manual that is instantly downloadable for you. You get all 16 tracks, which is roughly 45 minutes for these kids to download and have access to right now. We want to make sure that we are always constantly with these students, setting them up for success. We want to make sure that we're in their face, teaching them, giving it to them just really in a way that they learn best. And I'm so glad that we're able to create the Choose Education Elite Coaching Program, where we're going to break down all of these principles, have webinars, have coaching programs. It's so much information. Just read it down below. I want to make sure that your child succeeds, because when your child succeeds, that means you succeed, and that means our world succeeds. I'm so glad for you coming today to really make this purchase. I thank you for already making your I Choose Education t-shirt purchase and being a part of this whole project, this movement where we're giving back, donating 50% of our profits to other nonprofits and other partner organizations. And I'm so glad that you came to get the Choose Education Elite Success Manual, student or your child. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Be blessed and have a great day.